Welcome back to YAM'S World. Today I've got a slightly different video where I'm going to do a product review. So I've just ordered a new sleeping bag and it arrived a few days ago. It's the Mountain Equipment Helium 600 and I'm very excited to test this out because, as I'll talk about in a bit, my previous sleeping bag is absolute garbage. So let's get to it. Okay, so here it is. Hopefully I don't ruin it. As you can see, it comes in this big old sack, which kind of takes up quite a lot of space, but it's what keeps it feeling nice and warm and fresh. So this is a down sleeping bag, which means it uses poor old duck feathers. It is one of these down codex things, which means that it's audited animal welfare. You can take from that what you will. I mean, there's a certain amount of, it's probably better than if it was not that, but you're still using an animal product. But let's just move on from that. Here is the pack size. Now I'm going to be putting it into the pack and showing what that looks like, because when I was looking for a sleeping bag, I was getting increasingly more and more annoyed that every video and every website doesn't actually show you how much space it takes up. And if you're going bike touring, that is definitely one of the most important parts. There's a bit of a balance to make sure that it's going to keep you warm at night, not be too expensive, and also pack down to a really small size. So yeah, space is always at a premium when you're bike touring. So you can put beer in your bag or potatoes. I got this sleeping bag for using in Scotland. Most of the places I go to are up around Loch Lomond and even further afield. The temperature, even during summer, can get pretty low. I was out a few weeks ago with this piece of shit. It's a Mountain Warehouse Microlight 500. Whoo, does it not do much good. It weighs about a kilo. Comfort temperature, 7 to 11 degrees. Extreme temperature, -6. This probably explains why I'm always so cold, because it is not fit for purpose for Scotland, that's for sure. The Mountain Equipment Helium 600 is a pretty good all-rounder, I've found, in terms of if you're looking for something that's going to last more than a couple of seasons or be better than using just in the summer. It's got a comfort of -1, which is pretty good, and a comfort limit of -8. I think that, combined with my thermals and also a silk liner, means I'm going to be pretty toasty in my tent at night, especially in Scotland. The weight is a little bit more than what I had before, but not by much. It's about 1.7 kilos, and the pack size is pretty good, and I'm actually going to test that out. It wasn't super duper expensive. It was expensive, but because it's down, I'm expecting to be able to use it for a long time. That is one of the advantages of down. But on the other hand, they are more susceptible to getting damp and wet. But at this point, I just felt like I'm willing to take a risk and just try it out. My first impressions of it are that it's pretty nice looking. I like the colour, not that that really matters, but it's very like lofty. So that's good. Okay, so this is the pack size, the thing that I could not find anywhere online. It's pretty good, not too big. This actually looks massive next to my head, but I've got quite a big head, so it's all right. And if you can put them side to side, this one probably squeezes down more, but as I said, it's actually awful. So this one, I reckon I could get it a bit smaller, but the proof will be when I actually pack my bike. There's only one real way to test this out, and that's to actually go out and go camping. So I'm going camping. I just went for a walk around the spot near where we camp and stuff. I just started exploring, just trying to look for other places, could maybe build something later on. And I stopped to let off some gas and then turned the corner and there was just a woman standing like 2 meters away from me. So that was highly embarrassing. But we had a lovely conversation and just didn't talk about what both of us clearly heard. Alright, so here I am after my first night using the Helium 600 sleeping bag from Mountain Equipment, and it was a very nice, warm, toasty night. I can confirm. My last sleeping bag was so shit that it wouldn't have been difficult to have been a vast improvement like this one was. But yeah, I think the quality of it, the instant sort of like fluffiness and heat that you get when you go into it is like really good. I think last night, so we're just around Lochard near Aberfoyle, and it's like the end of September, and like last night was probably about like 1 or 0 degrees outside, maybe -1. It's kind of hard to tell because we're near the water, but yeah, it was freezing when we left the sort of fireside. Coming into this though was like super duper warm and instantly started to heat up. I did have to get like properly in it and put the hood on and then like properly tie it up, which as you can see is pretty full on, but it is good. I slept well and was not cold at all, pretty much. So yeah, just really impressed with the quality of it, and the pack size as well for bike touring is good. I showed a bit of what that looked like, and yeah, definitely something that fits into your pannier bags and doesn't take up too much room. The other thing I was going to say, I really like that it's got this wee magnet thing as well that helps you close it. One of the things I was a bit worried about was the space that I would have for my legs. You can see it does kind of like angle up at the feet, but for me, I'm like 5'8" and I had plenty of room in terms of length, but also I was able to like move around, so I can sleep on my back, but I also sleep on my side, and I felt that it was like good in all those positions. On your side though, if you got the hood up, there is a bit of a tendency to sort of like go into the side so it can kind of cover up your face. And I did notice that at some points the like lip of it was a bit like kind of moist, I suppose, just from condensation, but that's dried up pretty well. And when I go back, I'll keep it in the big sort of red thing that it came in, and that'll keep it nice and dry. There is always a worry that with down, that once it gets wet, it's sort of like ruined forever, but definitely not been the case here in this wonderful sunny September weekend. Definitely a thumbs up from me on this Mountain Equipment sleeping bag.